life by joining other like-minded individuals and businesses, as together we create a more conscious community connection with Concious Co-op South Florida. The Concious Co-op meets monthly at the Boca Raton Wyndham Hotel with a catered gourmet vegan lunch by Farmer's Table. These meetings feature guided meditations and a wellness-minded speaker always dedicated to educating on a more conscious way of living. For more information, visit noahcrane.com. That's NOAHCRANE.com, or call 561-774-1991.
Hello everyone, my name is Noah Crane. Welcome to Create Your Greenest Grass. Connect with me each week to create a life you love. Now let's get started. Hello and welcome to Create Your Greenest Grass, where we don't leave our life to chance, but rather create the life we love. My name is Noah Crane and I'm super excited to be here with you. Thank you for being here with me. I have a question for you today. What are you grateful for today in your life? Please write in and let me know. What are you grateful for? The reason I'm asking this question is because I really realize how my gratitude every day to everything in my life really helps transform and shift my life every day. It's that constant flow of gratitude that keeps my life happy and moving forward. Instead of focusing on the obstacles and on things that are not working in my life, what I focus in is everything that is working, everything in my life that's moving forward. When things happen, we don't have to focus on the obstacles. It's a choice. It really is a choice we make every day and every moment. Because we know each one of us has obstacles, but we are not our obstacles. And we are not our stories, and we are not what's happening to us at this moment. What we are is the choices we make, the focus that we decide, the things that we choose to focus on. And every day you get the chance to connect back to your gratitude, to connect back to your love, to connect back to your light, and to be the kind of person that you can be proud of. And even I catch myself these days really talking to myself in a really positive way. I didn't always do that. I used to, just like all of us, used to be really hard on myself. But I'll find myself saying like, hey, Noah, like, you're really cool. Like, I really like you. You know, you're really smart. And it's just starting to shift. And I think the more we connect to our gratitude, the more we can start shifting that conversation even in our head. It's the constant practice of not giving up on ourselves. And just to let you know about my obstacles, because I'm willing to share, for example, I have a special needs child, and he gets in trouble in school, and all kinds of things happen. And I'm always pulled in different things with kids, whether it's with kids, whether it's different things that are going on in my life, just like all of you. So we're all dealing with very similar situations, maybe not the same, but I don't make that mean that's who I am. I realize, okay, this is what I'm doing. What's the next thing I can do to empower myself, to empower my life? So I don't put a lot of focus into that. I deal with it, I create a solution, and then I create something different. And that's what it's all about. It's about not being stuck in that moment of what's going on, but how can I keep moving forward? What can I connect to now? Oh, my book is coming out. Let me focus on that. Let me focus on bringing more love to people. Let me focus on Concious Co-op and bringing people together. So it's what I choose to really put my energy into that really transforms my life every day. And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful you're here with me today. Thank you so much for being here. And I'm grateful for our connection because having you in my life makes me happy. And I'm so grateful. I feel like my life is so full of love every day because I have so many amazing people that I surround myself with. And it's such a gift. And it's just the choices that I make really bring that into my life. And I'm so aware of the gifts and the people that are in my life. And I'm so grateful. And this is a perfect example. I have an incredible couple here today that have become really dear friends of mine. And really, they have helped me so much in my life. This is Gary and Carol Rosenberg. And they are known as the book couple. How cool is that? I have them on my phone as the book couple with a heart between. Because from the very beginning, when I heard book couple, I was like, okay, I got to put the picture of a man and a woman with a heart in between. And that's how it comes up when I call somebody, it's Carol with the book couple, you know, with the heart in between man and woman. That's how my phone says it. It's cute. So, sweet. Yeah, it's really sweet. And you guys are really sweet. And I'm grateful that you're in my life. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you, Noah.
Thank
We're grateful
you very
for
much.
you.
I was going to say that. We are very grateful for you.
And I'm grateful for you.
The gratitude is just all around this room.
flowing,
We're
it's
grateful
flowing.
for you. We're all just
Yes.
one big grateful family. And that's the beautiful part of life is when we can find connections to each other, we can empower each other, because I always say nobody can do it successfully alone. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yes. We're all in this together, and we need to support each other.
Yes.
And that's what we do.
Exactly. I love what you do. So let's start by telling the listeners tonight a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay, so I am an editorial specialist, which means I do book editing, and I also do other types of editing, and I do from developmental editing down to proofreading. So I do the whole gamut of editorial services.
And I worked very closely with Carol.
We did.
Yes, and she helped me a lot in just transforming my book and putting things in the right order. And there's so much. I think she probably eliminated like almost half my book.
No, it was just like 20%.
Yeah, 20%. Yeah, but it was
Bit.
great because it was perfect. It needed to go, and you have to need somebody professional to let you know what's in and what's out and how to move forward. And Gary, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Noah.
Tell us about
I'm-
yourself.
I'm Gary, and I am a book designer, graphic artist, typesetter. Got my start many years ago before there were even desktop computers. And I was into architecture, so I think of putting a book together as sort of like constructing it and building it, planning it, and I'm very into the aesthetics of how things look, and I really enjoy my work. Very
Yes.
grateful for it.
Yeah, that's awesome. And they work amazingly together. They actually work out of their house, and
We do.
they work together. They're like a real team, and they love each other, and they're grateful for each other, and they work together. And it's such a beautiful connection to work with people that really they get it. They get what's important. They get you, and they really want to help you on this journey of getting your message out.
And what's fun about working together is that sometimes he'll be the editor and I'll be the designer, and we're constantly like switching roles. You know, in that way we support each other and we work off one another.
Yeah, and I love that.
Yeah.
I love
And we're,
that.
You know, constantly rolling back and forth in the office.
Yeah.
And it's a very personalized experience working with them. I have to say that from my own experience. My book came out effortlessly. Like, really, it was like easy, effortless, fun, exciting.
yeah.
There was nothing in my way. I really feel like the whole process from beginning to end was amazing. I really do. And thank God, because you really helped me through this journey, and I'm grateful.
Well, it needs to be fun. If it's not
Yeah.
fun, then you know what's not working. You got to figure out what's not working, and then figure out what will work. What will make it fun? What will make it enjoyable? If you're struggling, it's no fun.
Right. If you're struggling, maybe you need a little break, right?
Yeah.
Take a little
Something.
step back,
Right,
reflect,
right.
realize what is important. Because when you do something like you're bringing out your message, it shouldn't be stressful. It should be exciting. It
Yeah.
should be, you got to we have to refocus ourselves into more the gratitude, because that makes it a lot more exciting and fun, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think we're going to put more of that into all the books that we do in the future.
What's that?
To be grateful for the process.
I
Grateful
always
for our
have been
authors.
grateful for the process. It's a matter of like voicing it, and you know.
And you have all these amazing books. Tell me about some of these books you have here today with you.
Well, last night we attended the book signing. Oh, there it is.
There it is, yeah.
For Heal Your Heartache by Deborah Pava. And we had a lot of fun. And that, going to a book signing, and I'm so sorry I missed yours, going to a book signing is like, it's like the icing on the cake.
The
It
brisk.
like, yeah, it makes everything like worth it. It really does. Just to see the author out there, you know, standing behind their book. So that's one. That's the most recent.
It's awesome. And these are all local
These are
authors.
All
all
local
these books
authors.
are local authors. We work with authors all over the country and all over the world, really. We have a wonderful author that we work with in Iceland.
Wow.
We
Yes,
work with publishers in Japan,
Yeah.
California, Arizona.
all over.
all
So,
over.
you know,
Wow.
but, I mean, this is a sampling of the books from local authors, and one of our most recent was Urban Mystic by Christopher DeSanti. By
Figure out where to
DeSanti.
position
Oh,
it.
right.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic book. It's the subtitle is Ancient Wisdom for a Modern Day Seeker, and he's got a lot of really interesting insights in that book, and I recommend it. And Ro Pagano, another one of, I keep not putting it in the thing. Ro Pagano She wrote a story, a fictionalized story of her parents' love story, which is just so touching. It's a beautiful,
it's beautiful.
story. Yeah, and
Of course, the greenest
Max.
grass.
of course,
And Max,
can't forget that one. Max
another
Hepner.
local author, an octogenarian, a wonderful guy.
Yeah,
We met at Noah's Conscious Co-op.
Oh yeah, he's amazing,
right.
Max.
We
I love
made
him.
amazing connections
Yes.
at the Conscious Co-op.
Yes, and our Conscious Co-op, just to let you know, is on October 26th. It's on a Friday, and really, I created the Conscious Co-op for connections. I want people to connect. I believe connection is the key to everything we want in our lives, and we do meditation. We have inspirational speakers, and you should come. It's an amazing vegan lunch. The best people come together. It's very special. It helps us get out of our own way and mirror to each other how amazing we truly are, because we're able to see it in each other. And that's what's so beautiful, when we can actually come together and mirror that for one another.
Yeah,
Agreed.
we've met some great people at the meetings.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I love that you guys are a part of it.
Yeah, we love being a part of it.
Thank you.
Yes. What inspired you both to get into publishing?
What inspired me is that I've just always been drawn to books. I love books. I love holding them. I love looking at them. I love reading them. I also like to write. And so, I was working as a legal secretary for about 8 or 9 years, and I decided to write a book. And I did. It's called Matty O'Flaherty and Leprechaun's Magic. It's still not published, but it was 1997 when I finished the book, and realized that I needed to get into book publishing. It was my passion, and I figured getting into publishing would give me a foot in the door to get my book published. And since that time, I've worked on probably 1,000 books. My own is still on my
Still in the
computer.
editing process.
It's always like that.
That's okay. But that's okay, because I really love the whole, editing and helping people with their stories and reading. I get to read everything, and I get to see so many different perspectives on so many different parts of life. So-
And you're probably so busy with other people's books that you have to find time to get out your own book.
right, and
we keep you busy.
yeah, yeah, and
Sure.
that's fine, and I'm very grateful for that. That I am too busy to work on my own book, but I do get some artwork in there, on my downtime. So I'm doing
Yeah,
that
tell us
right
about
now.
your art and your soaps that you make.
Oh, well, I have a company called Joy to You by Carol, and Gary and I designed all of the packaging, and the soaps are, vegan, and they're hypoallergenic, and they all come in different I don't want to call them flavors, different scents. I use only essential oils. And so, it's a cute little.
I wish we
cute
brought
little
some
side-
with us
I
to show.
should have.
Yeah,
but
I didn't
even
think about
of
it. But it's really cute. Like, she's got this cute little green frog and all kinds of different shapes. They're adorable. You gave me one, and it's the cutest.
Jeremiah was bar soap. I have this guy over here who comes up with some interesting names.
Yeah, it's really cool. So you're such a creative soul yourself,
Yeah.
which it flows into other things that you do as well, which I love.
Right.
And how about you, Gary? How did you get into publishing and into what you're doing with the designs?
Well, like Carol said, her love of books is what inspired her, and I've always been a voracious reader, and to this day I read whenever I can. It's my thing to do in my downtime, and I think that's what inspired me. And also, I was always a fan of architecture, so I really like the idea of putting a book together as if it was some kind of a construction project. There's an aesthetic to it. There's just a flow and a way that things fit together, and I think that was a big part of it as well.
And how did it come that you both just got together as the book couple? Besides meeting and getting together, how did it come where you actually teamed up to do this amazing thing together?
Well, we started working together in 1998 at Avery Publishing in New York. Carol is an editorial assistant, me as a typesetter.
Wow.
And Avery was eventually sold to Penguin Putnam. And when that happened, I went into working freelance. And since 2000, I've been busy every day.
That's amazing.
And
Yeah.
when
So I went over to Penguin Putnam, and I worked there for 2 years. And then Gary was, at home, and he's like in his pajamas, and I'm going off to the city. And
at
I was
6 in the morning,
I was a little jealous. So I made arrangements with Penguin to start working from home. So then the two of us were in our apartment on Long Island, New York,
working out of our
rolling
bedroom.
out of our bed onto our computers, and we did that for a few years, and we started working for Basic Health Publications, which is in Laguna Beach. Norman Goldfund was the publisher, so then all of a sudden, like, we were running a publishing company out of our bedroom.
Wow.
So when we decided to move down to Florida, we took the publishing company with us. We were there for a few years, and then I went off to work for HCI Books, and Gary was still doing what he was doing. And then when I left HCI Books, when we started working together, we realized we had something going with, with authors and helping them, self-publish.
So we had to package ourselves.
Yeah, so we packaged ourselves into the book couple.
That's awesome.
And so it's been about 8 years.
It was kind
now.
of a process. It seemed like it
Yeah.
was kind of like a transforming a little bit at a time.
Exactly.
Right. And then it all
Yes.
came together.
And it all came together,
and took off.
magically came together and took
Yeah.
off.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That's how it should be. How does someone make a choice between traditional publishing, we talked about that already, right? And self-publishing, did we talk about that?
I don't think we
No.
did.
Not
Okay.
on the air.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, we were talking about it
before.
before.
We talked about it before.
Yeah.
So how does someone make a choice between traditional publishing and self-publishing?
It's really a matter of timing. Like it takes a very long time to get a book traditionally published. There's, the process of creating a proposal if it's nonfiction. There's finding agents, finding one who's interested in your project, revising it according to what the agent thinks should be done, and then the agent takes it out to a publisher, and various publishers, and then the publisher accepts it.
It's a
So
long
it's like
process. Yeah, it's a long. So it
Yeah.
can take how long to really, if you go traditional way, how
It
long
could
would
take
you
like
say?
2 years. It could take
And that's a
more.
long time.
Yeah.
And the publisher will put their own spin on it.
Right.
So it may not be the same book you envisioned when it finally comes out.
Right.
The advantage is you have a publisher backing you.
Right.
And a lot of times they'll pay for the editing and the production and the printing of your book.
Mm-hmm.
But it may not be the same book you started out with.
Right.
Right, and also a lot of publishers would want your book to be edited before they even get it. I mean, there are some cases where, the editors put in, 80, 90 hours working on a book, but it's no matter what, it's a
long
lengthy
process. And
yeah.
that's the reason that I chose to self-publish, because I felt like I didn't want to wait for my message to be shared with the world. I figured I'm the kind of person who likes to take the ball and run, like I said
Right.
before. So for me, it was important to get my message out and not wait 2 years to get
Sure.
my
The
message
The world
out.
needs this.
Yeah, the
Yes.
world needs my message.
Yes,
Yes,
it does.
absolutely. And that's why I chose to go in this route. And I know that we talked about that you can always get traditional published later if somebody can pick you up later if you choose.
Sure,
But at least your message
exactly.
is already out
Right,
there.
Right. So it really is a choice. It's
Mm-hmm.
a choice that's based on time, and all of these authors did publish independently. Most of the people that we work with in South Florida do publish independently, and that's why they come to us, because they know that, they can have a book in 4 months.
Can your book be as successful when it's being self-published as traditional publishing?
I think that depends a lot on how much time you put into promotion. If you have a big network of people like you do and a lot of connections, then you can really get the word out. But even if you publish traditionally, the bulk of the time you spend selling the book is going to be on you. So publishers will look for people who have a good platform, meaning they have a lot of connections. They may do events. They may be
Social
famous.
media.
A lot of social media contacts.
Right.
So there's a lot of parameters for being picked up. So it's not always a choice. Sometimes you don't have a choice, and you go self-publishing because you're going to be selling that book either way.
Right, you're going to be.
Right.
It is still a choice, though. Like, if you're the one who has to go out there and speak and get people interested in your book, either way, it's still a choice that people make.
Yeah, and I've seen people that are very successful who self-publish their book.
Right.
So it just depends how much you're willing to promote, how much you're out there. You could do Facebook Lives, really be out there in the community sharing and get the right people that want to support who you are and what you're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they're,
You got to get your face out there to sell the book.
Yes. And why is it important to have your book edited and designed professionally?
Did you do that
Well,
one?
no.
Okay.
Did we do that one?
I
No.
think so.
No, we didn't.
So I think that it's a matter of respecting your reader. So in traditional publishing, there's an editor, an acquisitions editor, copy editor, proofreader. These are all different people.
Right.
And all of these people are working on the same one book.
Right.
So if you're just going to write your book and put it out there, there's a lot that you're probably missing. So it's really important to get somebody else's perspective, and it really should be somebody who is familiar with traditional publishing, knowing what people are going to be looking for, or what just makes it easy for them to read and absorb your message.
And you want to put out really good material as well.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You worked so hard to come up with this book. You don't want
Right.
to just throw it out there.
And even as far as designing your cover, why is it important to have a professional work with you on that?
Well, the old adage that people don't judge a book by its cover, that doesn't hold true. Usually, all you see of a book before you buy it is a cover and maybe a blurb. So it's very important to have a professionally designed cover, one that's going to attract potential readers and just get people interested in the book. In the few seconds they'll see that thumbnail online. And because most books are sold online now and not in bookstores, it's very important to catch people's interest right away. And once they purchase the book, you want to make it easy for them to read. You don't want them stumbling over poor layout or typos or stuff that's going to get in the way of them enjoying the book. So it's very important to have it professionally designed so it's aesthetically pleasing and enjoyable to read.
I just want to say that sometimes a reader might not even realize, they get a book from a friend that's been self-published and hasn't been done professionally. They might not realize it, but there's something about there's something about it that's going to nag at them, what's wrong with this book, and they don't really know, and it reduces their enjoyment.
And you could lose readers that way as well,
Exactly.
and lose
Yeah.
Potential readers, for
followers,
sure.
and lose,
Right.
so it's about also keeping your integrity high. Would you
Right.
say that's part of it?
Exactly. Yeah.
And you want somebody to read your book and then pass it on to the next person or recommend it. You don't want them to just put it on their bookshelf and forget about it.
Definitely. Makes total sense. As far as publishing your book, what are some important things that you want to tell people? Some important things, how do you get started? Let's say somebody has a great idea. What are some of the steps that you could take them through? Because I know people out here are probably interested to hear, and they're out there saying, but I want to write a book, but how do I do that? What are some of the steps you can share with our listeners that can help them create their book or create their message or really come up with something creative?
The first step, I think, is just to think about what it is that you want to share with people. Do you want to share, a fun story, a sad story? Do you want to share, advice or, something that you've learned in your profession? So decide what it is that you want to say, and decide why you want to say it. Do you want to help people? Do you want to entertain them? So, who, what, when, where, why? Those are really important questions around your book to ask yourself.
Say it one more time.
Who, what, when, where, why?
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great.
And then there's the how, of course. How am I going to do it? And you're going to do that by putting aside time every day, 15 minutes maybe, to sit down and start writing. And I say just write off the top of your head what it is you want to say. Don't worry anything, don't worry about the grammar, don't worry about the proper word choice. Just write. And do this until you have a nice big stack of paper. And then, truly,
Yeah.
I mean, nice big Word file. You really,
Yes.
writing longhand is nice too, but ideally you want a Word file, and then you can go back and you can start shaping it into what you want. But you first need that raw material. So you're never going to just, in my opinion, write something perfect the first time.
What helped me is the first thing I did was I also wrote my chapters, the things I wanted to speak about.
An
And then
outline.
every day I would pick one subject for my chapters and I would write about that one thing.
Perfect.
And I really had to sit down and do it. So 15 minutes, like you said, is a great idea to start because it's not too much. And if you go longer, it will just flow through you and you won't be feeling it. But if you tell yourself, I got to sit down for an hour now,
Right.
you might not want to do that.
It's
So if you
intimidating.
say, if you say, I'll sit down for 10, 15 minutes and you can do a little prayer before, a little meditation, a little connection, ask Source God to kind of channel through you because we're all channeled. When we listen more and we're more open, and that's what happens. the answers are there. They're inside of you. You just have to listen. You are an expert of your own life, your own journey, everything that you've been through. So being able to connect to that. So everybody's interesting. Everybody has something amazing to share and to help everybody else and help themselves. Because when you are able to release things also through your writing, wouldn't you say that?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and I'm looking on this table, and most of these books are about people's journeys, whether it's their professional journey or a personal journey, or a hobby. This is what people write about. This is what they need to express.
Because they want to share it.
They want to
And the
share it.
power is in sharing. When you share, sharing is caring. And when you share with the world, then you get to actually empower your own life, because everything is, I really believe everything is connected to each other. And there's so much power behind being able to give that love to other people and that voice to other people. And even by me getting out in the world, because I was very hidden for a very long time. I was very afraid of my own power. You know how people always say, like, if I can do it, you can do it. And and it's so true. And yet, you know, I always used to think when I heard people say that, like, it's not meant for me. But it's really true. It's all about getting out of our own way. So Carol and Gary, how can people get a hold of you and how can they connect with you?
Well, they can visit our website, thebookcouple.com. They can also give us a call. I think our number's on the screen. Except it's 218-4237, 561-218-4237.
Okay.
And we will be at the Metaphysical Chapel in Fort Lauderdale on October 13th. So just look us up on Facebook and you'll see details regarding that.
Yeah, it should be a wonderful event. We're going to have,
It's exciting.
well, we'll be there, and we'll have a publicist and a best-selling
author.
children's book author.
Yeah, it's going
Awesome.
to be lots of fun.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, I really thank you for joining me today. I know time goes by too fast.
does.
And I want to talk to you about so many more things. I hope you listeners got something out of this today. Till next time, please remember this mantra: the grass is greenest where I am. The grass is greenest where I am. Take care of yourself and your life. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste. Hi, this is Noah Crane. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Remember, the grass is greenest where you are. Tune in next week as we keep exploring and finding and recreating a life we love.
Live a more conscious life by joining other like-minded